94.3 The Dude is very grateful to our men and women in uniform. We're proud to recognize local members of our military by turning the spotlight on them right now in our Soldier Salute.
Thank you to Resource Financial Services for providing an Orca tumbler for this week's featured soldier. Proud to offer military personnel zero lender fee mortgages. ResourceVALoans.com. Welcome to the Soldier Salute. I'm your host, Ethan James, and today we're going to be talking to United States Air Force veteran, owner of the SC River Guide, and a member of the event staff at Hometown Hero Outdoors, Justin McGrady. Justin, thanks so much for being on the call with me today. Thanks so much for your service. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Justin McGrady. I was a senior airman in the United States Air Force out at McIntyre Air National Guard Base in Eastover, South Carolina, just up the road. I was going to school at Charleston Southern, decided that college is really expensive, wanted to be my own man and help pay for my education. I decided to drop out of college temporarily to join the Air National Guard and put that bill and help me pay for my college and education while also being rewarded by serving my country. It was the best thing I've ever done. You know, everything that I am today came from being in the United States Air National Guard.
You wanted to join the Air National Guard for some educational benefits. Did the Air National Guard reinvigorate you to return back to school? Were you more excited to get back into school after serving?
I was. After getting into the military, going through training, I was adamant about moving further in my career, and I wanted to become an officer at one point. With my career being in comm, there were a lot of doors open to me in the civilian world that pulled me in other directions, and I actually took my trade and I went and worked in the civilian world for the DOD, furthering my experience with communications, and that kind of deterred me from going back immediately into school and going down the officer program. It just didn't seem like it was the best fit for me at the time. I'm actually going back to school now. So 10 years later, I'm enrolled at Midlands Tech and plan to transfer to USC and finish my degree, and all thanks to the Guard, you know, still giving me those benefits for my service.
Justin, you work for one of my favorite nonprofits here in South Carolina, Hometown Hero Outdoors. You guys take veterans and police officers on hunting and fishing trips for a little therapeutic release.
So yeah, we're a nonprofit charitable organization. Started out in Minnesota and has worked its way out. I got involved with Hometown Heroes by getting contacted by the state director, Sean Oldsberg, for South Carolina. I'm owner and operator of the SC River Guide, and Sean reached out to me, not knowing that I was a veteran myself, and asked if I'd be willing to donate some trips for a group of veterans or law enforcement in the area. And I said, of course, I'd love to. And I jumped at that opportunity. Little did I know how big of an impact it was going to have on me personally. It was the first time I'd done any kind of work with an organization like this. Whenever I got the veterans on the charter and we went out to see the impact, you know, the positivity coming from that trip.
Absolutely. And
just the camaraderie, like firsthand witness of what it does for them and for us, just by taking them fishing, something that, you know, anybody could take for granted, something I do every day. It was just so rewarding that I went back to Sean and I said, Sean, I want to be a part of this. Like, I want to do more. I want to help get more veterans on trips and more law enforcement and show that appreciation and let them escape through those outdoors.
If you'd like to learn more about this great nonprofit here in South Carolina, you can go online to hometownherooutdoors.org or give Hometown Heroes a follow on Facebook. Justin, you're the owner and operator of the SC River Guide. Tell me a little bit about that business and how you got started.
I've owned the SC River Guide now, completing my first year. It was something that had started out as I wanted to do it kind of part-time and share my experience. You know, being a local native here in West Columbia, South Carolina, I grew up on these rivers. I've fished them my whole life, and the way that we fish them it's a little different experience than just somebody putting in a boat and going in the river. We go places where nobody else will go. I've got a specially built boat for our trip. My specialization is stripers. Striped bass is the freshwater state fish for South Carolina. There's a lot of history in those rivers, and the fish that we're catching are naturally reproductive. These fish migrate up from Lake Marion and used to be prior to Lake Marion and Moultrie, before they built the hydroelectric navigation project back in the 40s. They would migrate all the way in from the coast.
Wow.
The stripers are an anadromous fish. They would live in salt water and they would come into freshwater to breed or spawn. When they built the hydroelectric navigation project back in the 40s, which was all due to boost the economy after the Great Depression, they landlocked stripers into fresh water.
Wow.
And the biologist in South Carolina said, we'll just let them die off, they won't make it. Well, they did make it, and they started thriving and reproducing. That is how we became the freshwater striper state.
Thank you to the General's Hot Sauce for providing their triple threat 3-pack of sauce to this week's featured soldier. Veteran owned, South Carolina grown. GeneralsHotSauce.com. Justin, I had so much fun with you and Hometown Hero Outdoors out at the South Congaree Rodeo as well as the Blythewood Rodeo a couple weekends ago. Hometown Hero and 94.3 The Dude teamed up to raise a little bit of money for Hometown Hero Outdoors. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. Did the partnership work out for you guys? Did you get what you needed out of it?
It's an amazing partnership. We're so grateful for the opportunity that y'all brought us out and let us engage. We're so glad that we got to take that opportunity and run with it. We've raised a lot of funds to send veterans and law enforcement and active military out on trips, and we've gotten a lot of new members just by getting out in the community and being able to talk to them and interface other than just social media. It was a great opportunity for us, and we're very, very appreciative of it.
Justin, you were born and raised right here in South Carolina. You've run these waters up and down. Talk to me a little bit about the benefits that we have here in South Carolina to get out and enjoy the outdoors.
We are so blessed here in South Carolina. I always tell people, I live an hour and a half from the ocean, an hour and a half from the mountains, and we got sweet tea. So I've been a lot of places in the world, and I've been to almost all 50 states.
And they don't have sweet tea
South
everywhere.
Carolina. No, they don't. And South Carolina's hospitality and what we have in the outdoors is bar none. We have one of the top fisheries in the nation. We have, one of the best smallmouth fisheries right here in the Broad River. Our striped bass migrational season it's known of, but it is a secret still. It is not worldwide. And then we have Lake Murray for lake fishermen and stuff that house striped bass, largemouth. We run a lot of FLW tournaments and things like that. A lot of tournaments for veterans and things. We actually just had one this past year. Raised a lot of money, had a lot of people come out and participate for a Hometown Heroes tournament. And that all was to benefit and send more veterans and more active and law enforcement out on hunting and fishing trips in the great state of South Carolina.
Thanks for joining us in our Soldier Salute, presented by Little Pig's Barbecue, serving Columbia since 1963 with that bodacious buffet. And Palmetto State Armory, American made for life. And Franklin Equipment, rent, buy, rely. And Atkins Law Firm Workers' Comp Attorneys, who you hire matters.